quick question for the family watching this right now. Are you still lying awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, staring at your ceiling fan, wondering how on earth that one person could do you so dirty? Are you still running through the old memories like a movie director thinking, man, if I just didn't say that one thing, or if I just treated them a little bit better, maybe they wouldn't have stabbed me right in the spine? Stop doing that to yourself right now. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite snacks, and completely throw your emotional baggage out the window. Because today, we are releasing the heavy weights. We are diving into a deep human psychology breakdown that is going to completely shock your brain, but leave your soul feeling lighter than air. Why the ones who betrayed you could not have been different. Look, we've all been conditioned by toxic self-help gurus to believe that everyone has a secret golden heart, and if you just love them hard enough, they will magically change. No, that is a massive lie. Let's set the record straight on this faceless channel today. Some people are structurally, chemically, and psychologically wired to play the villain in your story. They did not change overnight. They didn't just have a bad day. They simply ran out of the fake milk of human kindness and showed you their true genetic blueprint. Today, we are bringing in our favorite Swiss psychology giant, the ultimate king of deep human vibes, Carl Jung, to show you why that betrayal was 100% inevitable, and why you should stop blaming yourself for a scorpion acting like a scorpion. If you are ready to stop letting ghosts from your past dictate your present peace, smash that like button. Drop a snake emoji or a scissors emoji in the comments right now to show you're ready to cut the cords completely. And big love to the day ones already dropping those super chats and sending those live gifts. You guys keep this faceless studio burning hot and completely independent. Let's jump straight into our very first pillar. Let's keep it 100% real right from the jump. You've probably heard the ancient fable of the scorpion and the frog, right? The scorpion asks the frog for a ride across the river. The frog says, "No way, you'll sting me." The scorpion says, "Why would I do that? If I sting you, we both drown." So the frog agrees. They get to the middle of the deep water, and boom! The scorpion drives its stinger right into the frog's back. As they are both sinking to the bottom, the dying frog asks, "Why did you do that?" And the scorpion just looks at him and says, "I couldn't help it. It's just my nature." Family, write this down on the walls of your mind. You cannot change a person's core nature by being a nice person. When that friend, that business partner, or that ex-lover betrayed you, you felt shocked. You thought it was a sudden malfunction in their brain. But according to Carl Jung, what you actually experienced was the collapse of their persona and the violent breakout of their shadow. The persona is the fake costume people wear in public so society thinks they are nice, safe, and normal. They smile, they say the right things, they buy you birthday gifts. But underneath that costume, their unhealed shadow, their hidden greed, their deep-seated jealousy, and their absolute lack of character, is cooking under immense pressure. They didn't suddenly become a bad person when they crossed you. They were always that person. They just finally found a situation where the reward for being a snake was higher than the reward for wearing the fake saint costume. They could not have acted differently because their internal character structure was already completely rotted out before they even met you. You were just the unlucky playground where their shadow decided to throw its tantrum. Let's see it in the chat right now. Drop a facts in the comments if you look back now and realize there were tiny red flags you ignored in the very beginning because you wanted to see the good in them. Let me see it. Stop beating yourself up for not fixing a house that was structurally built to collapse. Which leads us perfectly into our next major heading. Now let's get into the actual mechanics of how a low-character person operates, because it is wildly different from how your brain works. If you are a high-value, empathetic human being, your brain runs on a system of reciprocity. You think, If someone treats me well, I will treat them well. If they help me when I'm down, I will protect them when I'm up. But a betrayer, their brain runs on a completely different operating system. It's like trying to run an Apple app on a cracked, virus-filled Android phone from 2012. It just crashes. A low-value mind views your kindness not as something to respect, but as a weakness to exploit. When you forgive them for a small mistake, they don't think, "Wow, what a merciful friend." No, they think, "Oh, awesome. The boundary line is soft here. Let me see how much further I can push this without getting kicked out." Carl Jung had an incredible theory about psychological typology. He explained that people perceive the world through completely different lenses based on their internal maturity. A betrayer lives in a permanent state of survival and scarcity. They are constantly terrified that someone else is going to get a bigger piece of the pie than them. So when they see you winning, or when they see your clean, bright energy, their deep insecurity turns into silent malice. They did not have the emotional capacity, the self-awareness, or the spiritual strength to treat you right. Expecting a low-character person to stay loyal when things get tough is like expecting an infant to drive a city bus. They don't have the legs for it, they don't have the license for it, and they are guaranteed to crash the vehicle every single time. So why are you still mad at the baby for crashing the bus? They should have never been in the driver's seat in the first place. Let's do a quick live poll in the comments right now. Type A1 if you are officially firing everyone with a discount mindset from your inner circle. Type A2 if you are still making excuses for people who wouldn't even clear a path for you. Let me see those numbers light up the screen. But why did they have to do it so maliciously? Why did they have to lie to my face and turn other people against me? Oh, this is where the psychology gets deliciously spicy, family. Listen to me closely. When someone betrays you, they are instantly hit with a massive, terrifying wave of subconscious guilt. Deep down, their soul knows they are the bad guy, but their massive, fragile ego cannot handle that truth. They cannot look in the mirror and say, "Wow, I am a disloyal coward who ruined a great relationship." That would completely shatter their self-image. So what do they do to survive their own guilt? They use a classic Jungian defense mechanism called projection. They have to literally invent a fictional story where you are the villain and they are the innocent victim. They start rewriting history. They take a tiny disagreement from 3 years ago and amplify it by 1,000. They go around to all your mutual friends whispering, "Oh, you don't know what they did to me behind closed doors. I had to protect myself." They are so toxic. They aren't just lying to other people, family. They have actively brainwashed themselves into believing their own lie. They have to hate you because your clean existence is a standing accusation against their dirty character. Jung famously wrote, "Projection makes the whole world into the replica of one's own unknown face." They could not have treated you differently because their internal narrative demanded that you be sacrificed for their ego to stay alive. If they were honest with you, they would have to be honest with themselves, and they are simply too cowardly for that level of shadow work. So stop waiting for that magical afternoon where they knock on your door, cry tears of regret, and ask for forgiveness. They will never do it, because in their fictional cartoon brain, they did absolutely nothing wrong. Wow, look at that. Massive shout out to Elena for the huge super chat donation. Elena says, "My business partner stole my clients and then blocked me, telling everyone I was the lazy one. This section just completely cured my obsession with getting closure." Elena, thank you for the love, Queen. Let's get some fire emojis in the chat for Elena. She didn't lose a partner, she just paid an exit fee to remove a parasite from her business pipeline. That is how we reclaim our value live. Let's take this conversation to a completely beautiful, lively level, where we can actually find some happiness in this mess. I want you to view your life like a massive, premium Hollywood movie production. You are the writer, you are the director, and you are the main character. When people walk into your life, they are auditioning for a role. Some people are meant to be the supportive co-stars, some are the comedic relief, and some are explicitly cast by the universe to play the dirty antagonist who sets off your major plot twist. The person who betrayed you was reading from a closed, rigid script written by their own unhealed childhood trauma and low vibrational habits. They did not have the range as an actor to play the loyal best friend. They didn't have the character development to play the faithful partner. They were structurally built to play the villain. If you go to a movie theater to watch a superhero flick, you don't sit there throwing popcorn at the screen, crying and screaming, "Why is Thanos being so mean? Why can't he just sit down with Iron Man and have a nice cup of chamomile tea and discuss his feelings?" You don't do that because you know Thanos is literally written to be the bad guy. Without his villainy, the superhero never has to dig deep, find their true strength, upgrade their suit, and save the universe. The betrayal you experienced was your personal Thanos moment. It was the universe forcefully pushing you out of a comfortable, low-frequency environment that you were refusing to leave on your own. If that person stayed nice, you would still be sitting at that dusty table, sharing your premium energy with people who didn't deserve to breathe the same air as you. Their betrayal was the only alarm clock loud enough to wake your soul up from a deep sleep. They played their villain role perfectly. Now it's time for you to play your upgraded superhero role and move the plot forward. So how do we take this painful realization and turn it into absolute, unshakable personal power? How do we use Jungian alchemy to take this heavy lead of betrayal and turn it into pure, shining inner gold? It starts with one massive, radical shift in your perspective. You must replace your anger with pure, cold indifference. Anger is a form of attachment. When you hate someone, when you stay mad at them, you are still handing them a cord to plug directly into your internal battery. They are still draining your energy even though they aren't even in the room. But indifference? Indifference is the ultimate high-value cheat code. It means they have zero real estate in your mind. They don't get your love. They don't get your hate. They don't even get your curse words. They get nothing. They are a ghost. Here is your 3-step actionable blueprint to execute the ultimate alchemical reset this week. 1. Drop the court case. Stop trying to present evidence to mutual friends to prove that you were right and they were wrong. Let them tell their messy version of the story. High-value people do not clear their name in low-value courts. Your success, your peace, and your glowing skin will be the only testimony the world needs. 2. Accept the as-is status. When you buy a used car with a broken engine, you don't stand in your garage screaming at the car, expecting it to fix itself. You accept that you bought a piece of junk, you learn the lesson, and you go buy a better vehicle. Treat that person the same way. They came as is, broken, faulty, and disloyal. Forgive yourself for the bad investment and move on. 3. Close the audition window. Do not leave the door cracked open for a second chance. A snake that sheds its skin is still a snake. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the very first time. No sequels, no spin-offs, no reboots of toxic relationships. Let's completely flood the comment section right now. Type A1 if you are officially dropping the court case and reclaiming your mental penthouse today. Type A2 if you're still holding on to that resentment. Let's see the family moving into absolute emotional freedom. Family, look at the grand scheme of things. Your life is far too short, and your energy is far too expensive to spend even one more minute grieving over people who were psychologically incapable of valuing your presence. They could not have been different because they didn't have the internal tools to build anything meaningful. Stop looking back at the burning house. Look forward at the empire you're currently building in the dark. Your potential is a premium luxury asset. Guard it like a crown jewel. I want to challenge every single high-value soul watching this faceless broadcast right now. Flood the comment section and type, "The mask is off, I am moving forward," if you are choosing to step into absolute indifference today and protect your peace. Let's fill the entire screen with that high-status boundary. Let the algorithm know that the high-value tribe does not look back. If this breakdown brought a giant smile to your face, gave you a good laugh, or gave you the exact closure you needed to stop blaming yourself for other people's broken character, smash that subscribe button right now. Share this broadcast with one sweet friend who is currently crying over a snake. And hey, if you want to keep this independent studio burning hot and fueling these deep psychology masterclasses, those live gifts and super thanks are always deeply, deeply appreciated by your host. Let the scorpions be scorpions, keep your monster on a leash, and never look back at a closed chapter. I love you guys to absolute pieces. Have an amazing, quiet, exceptionally free week, and I will see you all in the next live show. Broadcast out.